about how you remove the bad things from your life, how you add the good things in your life. What could be the good things? Can you give us examples?
Yeah. And I want to make sure I'm really clear. I don't like to use the word bad. I remove things that weren't serving me. I try to use my language really carefully, and I add things that give me value. And the things I add are no less than 10 minutes of prayer and meditation in the morning. Think about whatever you want. Let the thoughts come and go, and just sit for 10 minutes. Be okay with sitting with yourself, and then pray. And when I say pray, you can pray to whoever you want, but that, I'll tell you, the prayer for me has been profound. I get on my knees, and just the movement of getting on my knees makes me emotional because it's a surrender. Getting on my knees is a surrender. That's how I start the day, no matter what. I have a few things I read. I take about 30 minutes and I read some really positive things to fill. My intention for the day is to have another sober day. And then whatever business and stuff that I need to do, I set the intention. If my intention is to write for an hour, I put that out there, because when we don't set the day up smoothly, the day can go however it wants. And for an addictive person, that's not a good idea, because what happens is when we don't have a plan for the day, we get irritable and discontent. And it's like, oh God, what do I do now? And that's when the addiction can kind of creep up. And so I try to prevent that. And then I also add stretching, yoga, walking. And when I say these things, I'm talking 10 to 20 minutes. If I do 20 minutes of yoga, that's good. If I go outside for 20 minutes and walk the neighborhood, that's good. If I go to the beach and walk in the sand, put my feet in the sand for 20 minutes, that's good. Nothing is extreme. Nothing is out of reach. Nothing is too overwhelming, because that's the other thing with addictive behavior is if an addict gets overwhelmed, that's probably one of the number one triggers to go back into the addiction. And so I'm really careful about how I set my day up for recovery. And then I come in my office, I come in Deb's den, and I do my work. And the minute I feel any type of it's getting to be too much, that's when I know I'm going to go sit for 10 minutes. I'm going to go call somebody on my call list. I call no less than 5 people a day that are in recovery with me. So 5 people a day are on my diet that I call every single day, no matter what. Because here's what happens. I get out of this. I'm listening to somebody else. I'm being of service to somebody else. It's just recognizing. Once we recognize, we can fix, but we can't fix if we don't recognize. There's no way you cannot get clear when you take 90 days to build on new structure and new consistency. I don't like to use the word habits. I think that word can be a little overused, but consistency is really the key.